Major funding for these broadcasts has been provided by grants from New York Community Bank, AmTrust Title Insurance Company, Perfect Building Maintenance, M&T Bank, Customers Bank, Marks Paneth LLP, Capital One Bank, Collins Building Services, Meridian Capital Group. Additional support has been provided by grants from AKA Hotel Residences Corman Communities, Ariel Property Advisors, Amarant Bank, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, Briarwood Organization, Chase Commercial Mortgage Lending, Chase Commercial Term Lending, Citizens Bank, Dime Community Bank, Douglaston Development Levine Builders, Flushing Bank, Friedman LLP, Handro Properties LLC, Handler Real Estate Organization, Hodges Ward Elliott INC, Investors Bank, James D. Kuhn Real Estate Institute at Syracuse University, John Casamatides Red Apple Group, Keysight Capital Partners, Matone Group, New Banks, Newmark Knight Frank, Ocean First Bank, Optimum Window Manufacturing Corp., People's United Bank, Rockefeller Group, Rosewood Realty Services, Stonehenge NYC, SVN CPEX Real Estate Services, Tierra CRG, the Meringer Family Foundation, and these friends. New Jersey born and bred, baseball player, field hockey player, Wharton School of Business. I don't know anything about real estate, but it sounds like an interesting career. I have the founder of Massey Knakal. I have the chairman of, what is the chairman?
New York Investment Sales.
New York Investment Sales at JLL, my good friend Bob Knakal.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. So let's talk, tell me about mom's side of family and then dad's side, because we have some great pictures and other things.
Okay, well, mom's side of the family came over from Czechoslovakia. My grandfather was an assistant plumber.
When did they come over?
I don't know the year, but my grandfather was 9 or 10 years old, and he lived in the Czech neighborhood up on East 71st Street.
People aren't aware there is a Czech neighborhood. There's even a Czech social hall, right?
Yeah, Sokol Hall, up on the lower East 70s, and my mom grew up on East 71st Street. My dad grew up on East 73rd Street. They actually met at a Czech music school. My father's parents were from Czechoslovakia also. So my mom's dad was an assistant plumber and then opened his own plumbing shop.
We have a picture of his advertising at that time, right?
That's right, with the old Butterfield 8 phone number. And my father's father got a job working at Fink's Bakery because he figured if he worked at a place that made food, he'd always have food for his family. So that was the
picture of him in the bake shop.
That's right.
Okay, so let's go to the next generation. Tell me about your dad.
Well, my dad grew up in New York, was in the Navy, was a radio man on a submarine during the Korean War, and got his graduate degree in education at Columbia. Moved out to New Jersey in the early 50s before my older brother was born, and started as a science teacher at Bloomfield High School.
He became an assistant principal?
Right, a vice principal at Glen Rock High School in New Jersey, and then ultimately the principal at Mahwah High School, where he was for, I think, over 20 years.
And tell me about Mom.
Mom was a housewife. Basically, she graduated high school in 3 years and started to work as an assistant to a real estate guy. There used to be a company in New York called Purdy Management that owned 342 Madison Avenue in addition to some other buildings. And so Mom was the assistant slash secretary for Frederick Purdy, who was the head of the Purdy Management business.
So tell me about your brother a little bit, and then tell me about your growing up?
Sure. Well, my older brother Jeff, 6 years older than me, always was my mentor. I always looked up to him. He was my baseball coach, my basketball coach, my life coach in many ways. And so even though there was a 6-year age difference between us, we shared a bedroom, and we're very, very close.
So talk to me about growing up in Maywood?
Maywood, New Jersey, quintessential small suburban town.
Like Mayberry, right?
Something like that.
Andy Griffin.
Exactly, something like that. It was, you know, a great childhood growing up. I had a bunch of great friends. In fact, there are still 7 of us that went to kindergarten together that get together once a year to play poker. The interesting thing is that we know very little about our current lives, because every time we're together we talk about stories from intermediate school and high school, which is always good for a lot of laughs.
Okay, so let's talk. You went to public school in Maywood.
Maywood went through 8th grade, and then for high school we went to Hackensack High, because Maywood only had about 15,000 people.
Hackensack, a large city.
No, I don't know that it's a large city, but but all the kids from Maywood, Rochelle Park, and South Hackensack went to Hackensack High, because those towns were too small to have their own high school.
Were you allowed to come into the Big Apple when you were growing up?
Oh, absolutely. Grandma and Grandpa on my dad's side still lived in Manhattan on East 73rd Street, in the same apartment my dad grew up for many years before they moved to the Bronx. But we used to come into the city, and it was always very exciting to be in Manhattan.
You always liked numbers, so you were like a statistician when you were growing up.
Well, my affinity for numbers came from baseball. You know, my brother always used to track my baseball statistics, so I was very cognizant of my earned run average and my number of strikeouts per inning and how many pitches I threw, even at, you know, in Little League. So that's where I kind of got my my attraction for statistics, was tracking my my pitching numbers as a kid.
How did you decide? How did the kid who went to Hackensack High decide that he wanted to go to Wharton? Because you told me you applied to a number of schools. Tell me where you went to.
I did. I applied to you know, a lot of the big Ivies, Harvard, Yale,
and you were
Columbia, Penn. Well, not at all of them. I was accepted at Columbia. My dad was a Columbia grad, so I got in there. Also applied to Rollins College, which was my safe school to play baseball if I didn't get into any of the Ivies. But my big brother Jeff went to Wharton and played baseball there. My high school baseball coach, Dave Seddon, was the brother of the Penn baseball coach, Bob Seddon, so we had a little bit of an in there. And so I decided to follow in my brother's footsteps and play ball and go to Wharton.
Now, you were a pitcher, right?
I was.
How was your ERA when you were in college?
Well, actually, I'm proud to say that, you know, Penn baseball's history goes back to 1865, and I think I'm still number 4 on the all-time ERA list. So,
oh, that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, it was fun.
So tell me about how the summer of your first year, you were looking for a job.
Right, so I grew up in Bergen County in Maywood, and wanted to be the next Gordon Gekko coming from Wharton. Every Wharton kid wants to be a Wall Street guy. So I drove around northern Jersey over spring break, dropping my resume off at commercial banks and investment banks. And I'm in Hackensack, and I come out of a Payne Weber office. Across the hall, I see Coldwell Banker. I go in thinking the place is a bank, give them my resume. They call me later that day to set up an interview for the following day. I set up the interview, again, not knowing that it was a real estate company. I go to the library to look up this bank, see it's a real estate firm. Almost didn't go on the interview, but they were the only ones hiring college kids for the summer.
Right. Coupled with, at that time, they were owned by Sears.
Correct.
So what happens? You get the interview?
I went on the interview. They offered me the job. I took it because, again, it was the only job that was offered for the summer. Michael, absolutely loved it from my first day on the job.
You were doing statistics. You were doing research.
I was doing market research. For my first summer, I was driving around Morris County, logging every commercial building that I came upon. Had the old Hagstrom maps back in the day, and drove up and down every street, writing down information on buildings. My next summer, I went back to CB. I ran that summer internship program in Hackensack. And then my third summer, I actually got my real estate license in New Jersey and was an assistant for an industrial broker, a guy named Tom Mullaney, who I'm still to this day very good friends with. And I used to show industrial buildings to potential tenants and buyers who were looking at industrial properties.
So you graduate Wharton when?
1984.
So it's June of 1984. Fortunately, we weren't in a recession at that time. The recession will be coming. And you say, I don't want to work in New Jersey, I want to come to New York City. So you go to 437 Madison Avenue?
Exactly, exactly. In fact, my third summer at CB out in Hackensack, I interviewed there for a full-time job. I was offered that position, but then I also said, hey, I'd like to go and talk to the guys in New York. So I came into Manhattan for an interview. They offered me a job as well. And for whatever reason, I decided I wanted the challenge of working in Manhattan.
Now, what is the story about Blue Hill, which was up in New City area, with Blue Hill office building, you and Paul Massey?
Right. Well, this was the summer between junior and senior year. CB was just awarded the exclusive leasing agency for Blue Hill. It's a big office campus. And I was at Penn. I was also a brother in the ATO fraternity, Alpha Tau Omega. And Paul Massey was an ATO brother at Colgate. One of the national accounts people at CB was involved with ATO nationally. And so Paul had just started in a training program here in New York. All the offices in the region went to a big event at Blue Hill, and Jerry introduced us. And I remember talking to Paul. We had a great conversation. Leave that event. We kind of forgot about each other.
I guess it was a year.
It was a year later. I get out of school. I show up at 437 Madison. At the time, CB had 60 guys leasing office space, about 40 retail store brokers, and there were 4 people in the building sales department. It was Paul and 3 brokers that had about 20 years of experience. So I show up day one. The boss says, hey, Massey just got out of his training program, just started in sales a couple of weeks ago.
But wait a second, he had a training program? You didn't?
That's right. He was in what the CB called the Wheel program, where you spent 3 months in several different divisions getting to know the business.
So he had like a graduate course. I mean, and now he takes his friend Massey, Knakal?
That's it. So we literally day 2 on the job, I show up, the boss says, follow Massey around, I'll show you where the coffee machine is. And it was very apparent that the guys with all that experience weren't going to spend a lot of time with us. So literally day 2 on the job, we said, hey, let's work together, split everything 50-50, see how that goes. And that was the start of a 30-year partnership.
So let's talk about the first couple of years before you and him, the 2 of you, decided to be a little cocky and go out on your own.
Well, we actually wanted to start our firm in 1986. It was our second year in the business. I remember we each made $176,000 that year, which I thought I was the richest guy in New York.
A very large number.
And so we strolled down to see our banker at Chemical Bank and say, look, we want to go out and start our own business. We need $500,000. Where do we sign? And of course, she laughed at us and said, hey, guys, look, go start your business. Come back 3 years later with a track record. Maybe we'll work something out to give you a few dollars. But we left the bank dejected. But for the next 2 years, we took some money out of every commission that we earned. Paul was great about always writing down on a napkin with his crossed pen, with the deals we had under contract, how much we were going to take out of each deal, because in those days we were having breakfast and lunch together every single day. Just over the next 2 years, we saved the money and then started Massey Knakal in November of 1988.
So it's November 1988. The Tax Reform Act had already taken place, so the world wasn't going to get better. It was getting a little worse over there. And the 2 of you go out to the business. Where was your first office?
First office was at 16 East 52nd Street.
You found that by the New York Times, right?
Classified ad in the New York Times. It was an 800 square foot, 3-room office with a very thick pink shag carpet. We did an 18-month sublet there, and that was the first home of Massey Knakal.
Let's talk about flipping the coins.
That's right. We had, obviously, we had 2 names, and one had to come first. So Paul and I were having drinks over at the Waldorf, and we literally flipped quarters in the lobby of the Waldorf. And it was best 4 out of 7. I won the first flip. Paul won the next 4 in a row. and Knakal Massey would never occur because it became Massey Knakal at that time.
Okay, so here are these two young guys. You're at what, 26 at this time?
I was 26, that's right.
26, and Paul was 27.
28.
28. And you have this small little office with a partial secretary. And let's talk about the first couple of years.
Well, you were right that the world changed. Tax reform of '86 was a big game changer. And then we had the stock market crash in October of '87. But things moved more slowly back in those days. So actually, 1988 was a pretty good year from a real estate perspective. So was '89. It really wasn't until 1990 that it really became tough and the volume of sales slowed to a trickle. I think in 1990 we only sold one building.
So what happens in 1990? Is that when you learned about many businesses survive by applying for credit cards?
Yeah, well, that's we got to a point in 1990 where our burn rate per month was about $15,000, and we had just $15,000 in the bank and no transactions under contract. So we said, and at that time we had 2 other salespeople, full-time secretary, and Paul and I went to my apartment, which was only a few blocks from our second office on 54th Street, and said, all right, what do we do? Do we pay all the bills next month and see what happens? Do we pay 5,000 of the most important bills to keep the lights on and last for 3 months, see what happens? We even thought for a brief moment about going to Atlantic City, putting it all on black. But what
Why black?
Well, because you don't want to go in the red.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, so we realized that we had very, very good credit. So we went around to a number of banks, got credit card applications. We got $2,000 line at this bank, $3,000 from this bank, and between both of us, we accumulated $60,000 in aggregate credit cards, which we drew lines down on, and that was 4 months of operating overhead for us. So that was the first time we got in a jam. Credit cards bailed us out.
So let's talk about fortuitous events that take place, like my friend Stephen Rosenthal or Rosenthal and Rosenthal.
This was probably 92. In 91, actually, we got in another jam where the lines were completely maxed out, again had no money. So we went to a client of ours looking for a $75,000 loan. He said, no problem, I like you boys, I'll give you the 75, but I want 50% of the stock in your business. Again, deflated, go back to the office. Paul's stepfather-in-law was a mortgage broker in New Jersey, a guy named Jack Holler. We went to him, said, Jack, we need $75,000. We'll give you 25% of the stock in the business. And Jack, to his credit, said, guys, I'm going to give you the 75. I don't want the stock in the business. Someday you're going to be very successful and you'll feel bad that you gave me the stock in the business, so I'm going to do it for you. We couldn't have been more thrilled and appreciative. In fact, we named our Salesperson of the Year award after Jack, and for many, many years we gave out the Jack Holler Award. But without that, Massey Knakal wouldn't have survived.
Okay, so you had Jack's money, you had the credit card, and then let's talk about the Rosenthal.
Okay, so again, now we borrowed the $75,000, and again, the transaction volume is very, very, very low. So we're getting down to the end of the $75,000. We had one deal under contract at the time, which were 3 buildings on East 50th Street that Rosenthal and Rosenthal had foreclosed on. They hired us to sign them. Fred Shalom signed a contract to purchase them, but wasn't supposed to close for 4 months. And this is about a month after the contract was signed. I'm sitting at my desk, and I get a call from Stephen Rosenthal, and he's like, hey, Bob, where are you? So I'm sitting at my desk. Why? He said, well, we just closed on the 50th Street deal. We closed early. Come over and pick up your check. I jumped out of my seat. I'm running down 54th Street. I get to the corner of 54th and 3rd. Paul is walking towards the office that way. I said, Paul, you'll never believe it. 50th Street closed today. I'm going to pick up the check. Michael, we were jumping up and down, hugging each other on the southeast corner of 54th and 3rd. And we must have looked like a couple of crazy people, but that deal kind of got us through that second very, very tough time.
That deal was what, 92 and 94?
I think that was in 1992.
Okay, so it's 1992, and as you were saying to me when we got together, the business got a little better because even though the world was terrible, there was something called the RTC, and banks were forced to sell their properties.
Right. I remember 1993 was a year in which the business really started to take off nicely, mainly because of all the bank work that we got. The RTC was seemingly dumping hundreds of buildings every month, and that was great work because you knew they had to sell. They liked our institutional type of approach to the smaller building market, and so that was really the first time that the business really got a shot in the arm and started to do very well.
But you said to me also the real impetus of the change ironically took place after 9/11.
Right, that was another very important inflection point in the history of the company. So we started in '88. By 9/11 of 2001, we have 21 employees. So we were growing very, very slowly over that period of time. 9/11 occurs, terrible thing for the city. A lot of businesses were contracting, laying people off. These were highly qualified people that were out of jobs. And Paul and I said to ourselves, you know what? New York is tough. New Yorkers are tough. We're going to come back from this. Let's go hire a director of human resources and hire up all these people that are out of work and see if they want to sell buildings. So we very aggressively went on a hiring spree, and within 2 years, the 21 employees had grown to over 100. And that really was another, and at the time, the recession that we had in the early 2000s in New York impacted volume a little bit, but didn't impact value. And as soon as the volume started to turn around, we came out of that like gangbusters, and it was the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
Now you were expanding also from Manhattan, you went to Brooklyn, you went to Queens, and you were even thinking of, well, you may have even opened in New Jersey.
No, at that point we hadn't opened New Jersey yet, but you know, we were implementing our territory system where we had one broker working in each neighborhood. We had filled up all the territories in Manhattan, so the idea was, where do we go next? Do we get into office leasing? Do we get into store leasing? We said, look, we don't know anything about those businesses. We know how to sell buildings. Let's go out to Brooklyn. And at the time, it wasn't in vogue to go across the river. You know, most Manhattan brokers at the time would think their shoes would get too dirty if they went to the other side of the river. But we opened up in Brooklyn. Oh, first we opened up in Queens in 2000, I think, and then 2002 or 2003 we opened up in Brooklyn. And that was another great move for us because that's right when the boroughs really started to become in vogue. A lot of our Manhattan clients were actively investing in the outer boroughs, and so that was a great move for the company as well.
In 2007, you start thinking about doing something, right?
Well, in 2007, we're approached by a big national company that wanted to buy us. At that time, we had about 250 employees, doing very well, the company made a very, very compelling offer. I actually wanted to take the offer. Paul didn't. For a variety of reasons, that transaction didn't happen. But the one thing that we became very, very cognizant of is that if we were ever going to sell the company, we would be on 5-year employment contracts after the sale. So in 2007, we said to ourselves, hey, look, Paul, you're going to be 55 in 2015. So in 2014, we should think about selling the business if the market's not really bad, because the perception of the value of those contracts we thought would be better if we were in our 50s as opposed to if we were in our 60s or 70s. In 2014, the market looked like it was doing really, really well. In retrospect, it turns out that there were more buildings sold in 2014 than ever before in the history of New York. So it was a perfect time to sell, and we went out, hired an investment bank to represent us, and ended up selling the business to Cushman on New Year's Eve of 2014.
Okay, you spent how many years at Cushman?
3.5. We actually were on 5-year contracts, but they made some other deals that would have been prohibited based on our contracts, so we had an opportunity to renegotiate those contracts, so we did. Among other things, we shortened them to 3.5 years, so the contracts were up in mid-2008.
And then you went to JLL.
Correct.
So let's talk a little bit about family. Tell me about your wife, Cynthia, Sophie, the hockey and so on.
Okay, well, I've been married for over 13 years now. Our daughter Sophie just turned 11. I met my wife Cynthia at the dentist's office. You know, they were wondering why I was going in for cleanings every 2 weeks, but no, it didn't quite happen that way. But did meet at the dentist. You know, our family loves hockey. Sophie is a huge hockey fan.
She said when she gets up in the morning, you better watch the
NHL Network. I wasn't an ice hockey player. I was a street hockey player.
Street hockey player.
We had a great street hockey league in Maywood growing up, and we loved playing street hockey, but we didn't have access to ice, so we were street hockey kids. But I've been a lifelong Ranger fan. Grew up, my brother was a Ranger fan. Grew up watching the Rangers. We have half-season tickets now, which is 22 games. Sophie goes to every one. Last year, I brought a couple of guys from the office to one of the games. Sophie wouldn't let me forget about it, so I got 5 extra games this year that I can bring clients to that Sophie doesn't know about, at least until she watches this show.
Sophie's what, 11 now?
She just turned 11, yeah.
Right. She's the boss right now of the family.
Well, I don't know about that. I always say, in my family, Sophie asked me, Mom, says, Dad, between you and Mom, who's the boss? And I used the great Woody Allen line. I said, Soph, in our family, I'm the boss. Mommy's just the decision maker.
Okay. So I think, you know, the statistician made the right decision by not being a Gordon Gekko, okay, and becoming a leading real estate person in the city of New York and around the nation. And I'd like to thank you for being here today.
Always my pleasure, Michael. It's great to be here.